this right here is African Millennials. Today we're going to talk about holidays. This includes I'm so sorry. This includes Christmas, Easter, and those short holidays I used to give you at school before you jump into third term. This is where I'll be sharing stories about my experiences growing up as an African child. And well, I know for a fact that there's someone out there who will be like, yeah, me too. Oh yes, me too. So I hope you enjoy this one. Now, growing up, the best part were the holidays. The holidays, all of us would converge at Granny's house. It was fun. And imagine now a house of like 15 kids. Mornings would wake up, the girls would do the cooking, breakfast, they would do the cleaning up, they would wash utensils from last night. They are the ones in charge of washing clothes for everyone, of looking after the gardens. Of course, the boys would also help. The boys, on the other hand, were the ones in charge of milking the cows, cleaning after the cows. I'm talking about cows because, well, where I grew up from, cows and long faces. I'm so sorry, guys. Yeah, cows and long faces are in the same equation. Firewood was on us. Fetching water was on us. Looking up, grazing the cows was on us. Wow, it was so tiresome. I was one of those lazy ones. So, hey. But you see, after all this, I think the reason why they always brought us together was to bring a sense of family. I don't think that the kids nowadays will experience something like this. And if they do, well, that's amazing. They'll bring us together every single holiday. And I think this is because they wanted us to grow, to love each other, to love family. Yeah, and it still works for us because even now, we're in touch with each other, we call each other, and every time you meet a family member, it's like as if it was yesterday. It's a party from there onwards. Lunchtime was story time. It was story time cut short because you had to go back and graze the cows, and the girls had to go and look for food for dinner. Some of you had to go and fetch water also that would be used to cook dinner, shower in the evening. Whoa! It was teamwork. Those are memories that don't just go away, my friend. If you were raised in an African home like me, yeah, I'm sure now you're like, this boy, yes. You know, it was nice. And the evenings came with in a different mood altogether. In the evenings, especially after dinner, this is where we would meet up, either by a fireplace. Sometimes there was no fire, sometimes there was a fire. And the stories went on and on and on. This is when I learned the stories of Mr. Hyena and Mr. Hare. I think one day we should talk about those ones too. They tell you how the rabbit, not the hare, the rabbit. It was the mastermind, it was the brilliant one. And then there was Engwe. Engwe is what? Tiger, leopard. The hare and the leopard, yeah, I think so. Those were the ones. They had numerous stories about them. This one was the wise one, and this one was the dumb one who was vicious and dangerous. But somehow the hare always found its way to survive the claws of the leopard. Many stories. But there was this one story that caught my attention and touched my body from Kalakata the body everywhere. So this story was about a girl who was called Flora. Now Flora was mysterious girl. Sorry for being irresponsible. She was mysteriously sold by a tree. Now this tree, when the prince would go hunting every day, every single time he went hunting, he passed by this tree. And I think the love of Flora had mesmerized him beyond words can explain. And he would sing to the tree every day. Flora, 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 Namorunji Wanjingo, Flora, Omokaniva Kweta, something like that. It's been a long time, so I don't remember what it was. But moral of the story is, this guy never gave up. And every single time he went and sang, until one day, the tree released Flora. When it released Flora, they were married happily ever after. From that day on, every Flora in the village, I wish they could climb the tree. So the stories would go on and on and on into the night, and sometimes we'd forget we have to wake up early in the morning. Tell me this: if you grew up in Africa and you didn't sleep this zigzag where one's head is in the feet of the other and your head is this side, if you haven't slept like that, then you do not know anything. Every time anyone made a mistake, you are rest assured that all of you are going to get a beating. One makes a mistake, the beating is communal. That's how it was. We learn to be disciplined. Somehow we discipline each other. Before someone does something, all of you would be like, no, not today. Because you knew if someone made a mistake, all of you are getting a beating of a lifetime. Wow. And then we'd sing. Those are good old days, man. Do you know that we always had workers around, but somehow they were not workers? Because even though there were no workers, all of you still worked. The worker was like by the way, it was like a person you had at home with a title they never used, because all of us used to work. Or maybe I guess they used to work when we live. Wow, those are good old days. And after all had been said and done, we went back to town, and you'd miss the village so much and look forward to going back. If you have had such an experience, share with me in the comments below. If I've forgotten something also, remind me, because there are lots of things that happened that I probably would not remember. So if you're there, please comment below and let me know what I've forgotten. And if you have not subscribed, please subscribe to this channel. And this was nothing but the African Millennial. See you next time. I hope you guys are keeping safe.